Hey beautifuls, Hannah here. I am the Life Purpose Queen, intuitive healer and life purpose mentor from Reality Awareness. If this is your first time to my live stream, please comment below and say hi and let me know where you're from around the world. If you're watching the replay, you can comment #replay. So happy Christmas Eve to all of you around the world, wherever you're watching this, or perhaps you're watching the replay and it is Christmas Day. So I want to say Merry Christmas. However, I also want to acknowledge that sometimes Christmas doesn't feel good for people. Sometimes it's a deep celebration and lots of love, and sometimes it's like one of the most painful times of year, and I really want to acknowledge that with people. So let me know how you guys are feeling on this Christmas Eve. Now, I am actually doing this live stream outside, so as yet, no bugs have come to the light. However, by the end of this live stream, we might have a whole array of bugs on this live stream. We'll just see, we'll see. So I am sitting outside. It's so beautiful. If you would see on my story, when you jump off this live stream, you can check my story on my page or on my Instagram page. The serenity out here this afternoon was amazing, just like the photo I posted yesterday. The serenity has been amazing. So I'm really curious if you guys have been feeling this amazing energy that is a big spin-off from the solstice and from the portal energies, but I also believe it started from the partial eclipse back at our last dark moon, which was like at the start of this month. Yeah, so we've just gone through last week and had the total solar eclipse, and then we've got another partial eclipse happening next week. So in between that, we've had the solstice a couple of days ago, and a lot of people have been feeling that energy. So I'm really curious how you guys are feeling. Let me know how you're feeling as I share this live stream, and then I shall be present with you. There is so much that I could say, and at the same time I'm like, I don't know what to say, but I know I had to come live and just tune in and see what needs to be said, because I know there's some people going through a really hard time, but I also know there's so many people in this amazing gratitude right now. So really want to talk to that and just see where you guys are at. All right, so let's have a look here. Just don't mind me while I'm just sharing this. I don't know if you guys can hear all the wildlife out here. There's a lot of it. It's been really beautiful. There's not been much wind the past 2 days. I'm all good with wind, because wind like blows through your aura and like blows everything out of your aura and is really cleansing, but it's also really can be really irritating after a while. So I love it when there's no wind as well. All right. So I just want to say that 2 years ago, I also had a really bad, hard Christmas. It was really hard because I was on my own. My daughter was overseas with her dad, and I really struggled. Last year, well, it wasn't too bad because my daughter was with me. This year, she's with me again. Usually she'd be with her dad right now because of COVID stuff. Then she's with me. But I actually feel really fulfilled this Christmas. And if there's something that you've been working on or working through, like, don't give up, because don't quit right before the miracle occurs, yeah? All right, so let's just have a look here. So, hey, Kylie. Hi, Claire from the UK. So, Ricky says, just had my tonsils removed yesterday in a bit of pain, but I feel I needed the quiet of my own voice. How interesting when we have that, right? It's like this dedicated silence that we really get to tune in to, you know, like what it is we're here to hear, what it is we're being guided to listen to, speak to, all of those things, right? Hey Carla, welcome on this beautiful Christmas Eve. All right, let me turn this around, because there's so much that I could say about so many different things right now. And I've been quiet on social media. I know I have. I've been definitely tending to my clients. I know that I've definitely been doing that. But I also know I have been quiet. And I've kind of been doing that on purpose, to be honest. I've been tying up a lot of loose ends, finishing off a lot of, you know, things, and preparing for next year because I'm actually really, really excited for next year. I also have taken some time off over Christmas, which is something that I've not done for years. For years and years and years, I've worked every Christmas, every New Year's. And this year I'm like, you know what? I'm taking this Christmas and New Year off. So even though I'm still live streaming, it doesn't feel like work to me. Hi, Kim. Hi. Hi, Tabitha. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. So, all right. So I'm going to pull a card. Let's get this conversation started because there's so much I could talk about. And at the same time, like I said, I've been quiet and I've been purposely quiet. And I think because there's a big part of how I'm serving you in my purpose for humanity, what reality awareness is bringing to the planet has deeply gone through a massive transformation in the past, probably since September. Really reshifting and recalibrating, and it's taken me several months to kind of put all those things into structural place. So next year will be very different. Might not look different to you guys, but behind the scenes, very, very different in how I'm supporting you and the world. Yeah, I'm really excited about next year. To be able to support us in one of the most huge transitional times as we go through this portal in time on the planet. Thanks, Ricky. Hi, Tamara. Okay, so because I've got so much to say and I don't know what to start talking about, and there's a part of me that doesn't want to say anything at all because I've been so much processing so many different things, I'm going to see what the cards say and we're going to unravel from there. So if you guys have got questions, pop them in. Anything about the world, anything about your personal life, anything about anything, pop them in. I'm not doing like personal psychic readings, but it might drop into that. I'm really just trusting this flow, knowing that I need to share some sort of message, and whatever you guys contribute or ask is going to support this intuitive process. So first of all, I pulled this one. Oh, check it out. This is the soul cage. Check out the light on the card. I know I've got the light on, right? And I'm sitting outside right now. But this soul cage, right? That light that looks like wings, doesn't it? Actually, don't you reckon? On his back is actually, it's not wings. It's actually the surface of the water. It's the light and it's the surface of the water. So soul cage, rescue, escape from captivity and restriction. Well, if that doesn't just sum up 2020, right? The soul cage, and people are like, no. Okay, so I'm getting the message with this card. A lot of relationship breakups, a lot of relationship shifts. Not just relationship breakups, but the relationship with yourself. Old patterns, old ways of being, old, you know, I want to say patterns, right? Old patterns in yourself have been breaking free. Yeah, but I also feel like this piece here is not just around patterns breaking. This is like a whole new reality coming into you. You are becoming a whole new reality, right? So it's really hard to describe, but this soul cage is like freeing you from all the restrictions that you've put upon yourself, that others have put upon you, that you felt trapped in your job, in your career, in your relationship, in your personal relationships, in your friendships. Like that has broken away, like something has shifted. And it could be an old pattern and a way of being. And I say that and it's like, well, that's what it is. But it feels deeper than that, right? It's like a whole new you has emerged, right? If you can imagine being trapped down underwater and the mermaid's like, you know, rescuing him and like pushing him up to the surface, like you're birthing a whole new you, right? When we break through to the surface of the water, we birth a whole new sense of self. So Kim, awesome question, right? When you say, do you feel as though I am ascending? Interesting question about that, okay? Because like I said, there's so much that I want to say and I've been holding back. I have, right? Because 2020, my whole reality got shaken up. Now everyone's like, oh, well, mine did too, Hannah, right? And for me, it was like this whole big, I feel like I've had another spiritual awakening, which is very common, right? It's not that we just have one. Like, you know, over our period of our life, we go through massive, big evolutionary changes and huge spiritual awakenings, right? So, Kim, what I'm about to say, please know that I'm not like, oh, you're not ascending, Kim. Like, that's not where I'm coming from with what I'm about to say, right? Because when you ask that question for yourself, Kim, when we ask a question, we already know the answer. So when we ask a question, we already know that we are. Yeah? So when you ask, do you feel as though I'm ascending? What that means is like, actually, my soul knows that I'm ascending right now, right? And I'm looking outside of myself for confirmation of what I feel is actually going on in my life, right? So that's number one. So please trust that. Hi, Alison. Lovely to have you here. So when the whole ascension thing is so interesting, because for a long time, you know, like we're taught as well. We're taught that there's a vibrational scale, and it goes from low vibration up into high vibration, right? We're taught that. And if we look at, you know, scientific facts and blah, 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 we can find evidence of a low vibration and a high vibration, seemingly looking as though it's low down here and it's high up here. Now, back in, I think it was April 2018, probably June, May, June it was. I remember doing a live stream, and I could pull it up if you wanted to watch it. I got such a strong message that it's not linear anymore. Yeah, it's not linear anymore. It is like this. It is vertical. It is flat. It is expansive this way. It's not, I'm higher than you and I'm better than you, therefore I have a higher vibration, etc., etc., right? It is definitely not this. It is this. Not linear anymore. Not linear anymore. It is this. Yeah? And this whole thing, right, is so interesting because I'm like, oh, well, that's really interesting. And also because I've always felt that like we are webs, you know, I always say like we're on this web of consciousness and then we're like shifting to this next level of consciousness. Like we're on a web, like we're all on different webs. And I've noticed there's kind of two specific webs in my field in a way. I see people when we're like, yeah, we're really amazing. And then this group of people is like, last shit. And then the next, like, you know, kind of wave, we've switched around. So these people are at the shit space now and these people are at the good space. Like I've noticed that these two different webs, right? And I'm still tuning into why is that, right? Regardless of that, the whole like ascending thing, you know, like that's what we're taught. Like, but who really knows, right? And anyone could come back and say, well, Hannah, actually there's these factual facts about this and there's this evidence and this evidence and this evidence. And I'm like, yeah. And any evidence on this planet first came from somebody's intuition, from somebody's mind, from somebody's heart. And they literally wrote a book about it, or they created a video about it, or they did this about it, right? Or maybe there's scientific facts about it, yeah? And we're like trying to decipher a reality that we just don't really know about, yeah? We can try and put this label and this label and this label, and that's good, but then we need to remove the labels and ask the same questions all over again to really tune into what is the truth. Before I was getting on this live stream and getting ready, a message came through. If there is a mantra, I want to say a totem, doesn't really make sense. If there's a mantra, if there's a totem, if there is a specific set of words for yourself next year, if there's something that you wanted to align to next year in 2021, I got the strong message before I got on this live stream: don't buy the hype. Don't buy the hype. Yeah? So one of my clients and I were talking earlier this afternoon, and she literally said, it's like, don't buy the hype. And I'm like, yeah, exactly. Right? It's exactly that. Don't take everything at face value. Do not receive an email. Do not see something on Facebook. Do not see something that someone sends to you and go, oh my God, this is what's happening. Like, just don't buy the hype. Woochie, come here, please. Come on. He does this thing where he's like too scared to walk across the grass because stop. Come on. You can do it. You did it before and you must have walked back. Come on. See, it's not that hard. I'm so scared about it. Come on. What are you doing? All right. So don't buy the hype, right? It's my chihuahua for those of you who don't know. I got a chihuahua and he's getting old, I've noticed. Don't buy the hype. Yeah? Do not take everything at face value. Just don't. Right? If you haven't watched The Great Hack, if you haven't watched The Social Dilemma, please do. It's these facts that we need to remember that you could have 5 people in a room and they could all type the same question into Google and they will all get shown a different answer based on their likes, their desires, their browser history, their scrolling history, all of that data. Yeah? Don't buy that hype. It was also that we were talking about, when I was talking about, or I shared with my client this afternoon, the fact that we're all in our own little worlds. We're all in our own little bubbles, right? Like literally we're all in our own little spheres. We're all in our own little spheres of reality, of creation. And that we all are being shown things in relation to our sphere of reality. If you want to create a different life, you need to be around people who are living a different life. Plain and simple. If you want to create a different life, if you're not happy with where you're at, and if you want to do something different, you need to stop hanging around the people that you have been hanging around. That might sound blunt, that might sound cold, that might sound mean. That might be heartbreaking or like a hard reality to face. But it's also a reality if you want to change your reality. All right, there's like way too many cards there. What are frogs in the liquid crystal? Yes, the frogs are really loud, right? Frogs are rhodonite. They're rhodonite. And rhodonite is patience. Yeah, I didn't bring my liquid crystal book out or I'd read it. You had that revelation elements. Yes. You can't be hanging around the same people if you're going to want to change your life. It's a reality. Reality check. It is. Yeah, that is a reality check. So Tabitha says, is all my tiredness from reprogramming patterns I'm coming to terms and transforming, or because I'm so off path? Both. You might be like, Hannah, how can it be both? And I'm like, it's both. Reprogramming patterns, doing this personal development work, getting a healing session, doing a healing session on yourself, doing any sort of work. It's tiring. It can be tiring, right? So important to do the healing work, rest and recover straight away, right? It gets easier because it is a muscle and it becomes stronger and it just becomes a normal way of being, right? So just like going to the gym and, it's like, oh my God, my muscles are sore the next day. But when we go all the time, we're not sore, right? Same thing with the healing stuff, right? So, you do all this healing and you'll be floored from it, right? But then you do it all the time and you just have these little up and down bits and you learn to rest and you learn to take care of yourself, right? When you're off path, yes, it's exhausting, yeah, but it's also, not the only factor. I guess the factor that you want to be checking in with is am I so tired because I'm off path? Your answer or your question that you'd then be following up with that is, what was the thing? It's almost like, is it draining me? Is it draining me? And are these people draining me? Is it toxic to be around these? Am I feeling exhausted every single time when I come away from them? Do they lift me up? Do they motivate me? Do they inspire me? Because if they don't, maybe you need to rethink who you're hanging around in 2021. And that's really hard for people. It's hard for people to let go of people. It's hard for people to be on your own. If you can't be on your own, there's definitely no way you can create the life that you really want. Or start getting out of your comfort zone and being around people who are who you want to hang around and doing whatever it takes to hang around, right? And for me, and for example, people are like, I don't have those people in my reality. And I'm like, well, I didn't either. But I created them, and I first created them online. It's how I built my business. I created a space where we all get it. This is my soul family here. You guys are my soul family, right? And I love you to bits. Wouldn't be where I am today without you guys. I probably wouldn't even be on the planet anymore, right? But I chose to stay here because I knew that there was other people like me, right? And I chose to be around and follow people and only have people in my Facebook feed who I am inspired by, who lift me up, who expand me. If anything contracts me or makes me feel less than, I delete them. And I also delete them from my life with love, not for now, Not for now. Not for now. Maybe later. I've got shit to do. I need to come into alignment. I need to get strong. I need to sort out and take radical responsibility for my life. And then I will reassess that relationship and maybe come back to it with boundaries. With boundaries. Yeah? I just pulled this card as I was talking then. Transformation. Check it out. She looks kind of scared, don't you think? Transformation doesn't happen without feeling some sort of scared, without some sort of letting go, without some sort of sacrifice, without some sort of being really uncomfortable to say, you know what, this is not working for me anymore. That's uncomfortable. All the stuff comes up about feeling scared or worried or all the things, right? Yay, Alison, moved through so much myself over this year. I'm super proud of myself. You should be proud of you because I'm proud of you. I've worked with you so much and I love how much you are so divinely committed to your life purpose and to serving humanity and everything that you're shifting through and have shifted through. You're amazing, Alison. You're so amazing. Kim says, I will not live in fear. Yes. So connecting to source, connecting to trust, connecting is our life force. That is how we stay in trust, right? And there's a thing that I shared the other day, you probably saw it. What if you just trusted? What if I just trusted, right? What if I just trusted? And a lot of people had commented and said, I'm not trusting again, got my heart broken, all this sort of stuff. And I was like, it's trust with boundaries, right? And a lot of people were like, what do you mean? Like, tell me more about this. So it's really interesting. I'll just see these comments and then I'll check this because, yeah, maybe I wasn't going to talk about this now, but maybe I'm meant to. We'll see. So Carla says, yes, a whole new me. Yes. Along with that, I could use some help. I get to have, okay, hang on. I get to have the choice to change my last name as part of my divorce. Okay. I do not want to be a Larkins anymore. That is so not me, and I'm finally to the point where I don't need to have the same last name as my daughter, plus she's good with it too, and I no longer resonate with my maiden name. Okay, big changes. Not sure where to go from here with that. I just know that I want to honor my authentic self and be true to myself for my greatest, highest good. This feels huge, especially with potentially starting my own business. Yeah, massive. So lots of deep soul talk meditation I would be doing, Carla, to really tune into that. Because that is really massive. Like maybe there's a soul name for you. Maybe there is something like, I am wondering if that's what you're asking me or whether you're just sharing, like are you sharing about your name or should I do it or not? Which is very clear, you know, you want to, but you know, like, are you saying, you know, like, you know, what do I change my name to? Like, so yeah, lots of soul talk meditation. I would be going into asking that question. What do I need to know about changing my name or specific names, right? And then going into deep meditation, I do the 20-minute Still My Meditation, Your Interest Intuition. I would work with that for several days, 7 days I'm getting for you specifically. Obviously you could go deeper and longer with that and really like dive into what you're being shown about that. Tabitha says, okay, I trust that the muscle gets stronger. Yes, definitely. Yes. Tabitha says, yep, got those people around. We don't shift, right? Kirsty says, I love that. Yes. Got the Christmas message I needed. Yes, perfect. You're so welcome. Yeah, you're so welcome. Hi, Steve. All right, so transformation. Like I said, she looks scared. All right, 53. Ooh, check it out. Talk about confirmation as if we needed it. All right, so transformation, self-nurturing, going within, time alone, being present with your feelings, cocooning before the butterfly, be gentle on yourself, angelic embrace. Feel whatever you need to feel. This is what it says. It may be hard to be present with some parts of yourself. Bring them into a cocoon of gentle self-love and reflection, and insight will come. The shadows can be released and your heart space will soften. Cry or be angry if this is what you are holding on to, and laugh at the hilarious, ironic, divine perfection of it all. This card beckons you beyond your constructed outer self, where you can delve into the beautiful abyss of your being. Revel in the twilight before the dawn and let your wings unfurl. This is what 2021 is, I feel. I feel like there's a lot of people at a cross point, at a turning point at the moment, and they're like, which direction am I going? This isn't working anymore. What now? And I feel like there's a lot of people that are like, yeah, this is what I need to do, but I'm like kind of not sure how to do it. And I feel like, and that card confirmed it, the biggest thing that people struggle with, or the reason why they don't walk away from people or things or places, or let go of stuff that's toxic for them, or that's blocking them, or that's I don't know, like they know they need to leave it but they don't, because they're in this bubble of their reality and they don't know anything else, right? The main core reason that people don't do that thing, it's not because they're scared of being alone, which is what a lot of people think, right? Do you know what it is, guys? See if you can guess what it is. See if you can guess what that is. Check out the next card that I just pulled. How's the message? It's freedom, and it's the dragonfly, which is seeing through the veil of illusion. How special. How utterly special. Let me know if you guys know what it is. Let me know if you know what that is. Just wait for the comments to come in. That's so special. This is the freedom card. It's like perfect confirmation of all of that. Yeah, Carla says, thank you so very much, beautiful Hannah. I'm hearing many divine messages meant for me here with you right now. Here with you right now. Thank you for all your sharing. You're so very welcome. So 25 is the freedom card. All right, I'm going to answer for you guys. The thing that most people are scared of is not being alone, is not doing it on their own, is not the financial strain of doing it on your own, which, by the way, you get, it just changes your reality, and this is the reality that it is, right? It's not any of those things. It's not the judgments of other people. Even though all those things are a factor, it's not the main thing. Tabitha says, do we keep toxic people around because we don't trust ourselves? Maybe. The biggest thing, the biggest reason is that people don't want to feel the grief, the utter grief of the change of relationship dynamic that they are used to and have been used to for their entire life. It's the grief, because everything else is a byproduct of that grief. Yeah, oh, the money. It's like, you know, oh, the financial thing of doing it on my own, right? So here's the grief sitting in your heart like a big ball, a big medicine ball. They're heavy, yeah? Been at the gym, can you tell? I've been working out again and feeling amazing. The big medicine ball, it's heavy. It's a big pile of grief, right? And we're like, yeah, we're going to change. And then like it hits this big medicine ball of grief and we're like, oh no. And then we come back out and we're like, oh, it's because this and this. It's because, and then it's like, okay, yeah, I'm going to change. And then so it comes in because we're making the change. And then we like hits that and we're like, oh no, it's because, oh, what those people will think, or I don't know how to get a house, or I don't know, whatever the story is, right? I don't know how to do the thing, right? It'll always, their mind will always come up with an excuse not to feel the grief of losing that relationship, of losing that reality. And the piece is that some people are just scared to cry. Some people are just scared to cry. If everybody cried, oh my God, this world would be in peace. They would. Because they're not blocked up and clogged up and then projecting all this stuff. And it's because of you. Because it's just avoidance. It's not me, it's you. It's actually what's going on in here that they don't want to face. Always comes back to the heart. Always comes back to feeling, and that card just confirmed it, right? But on the other side of that, when that medicine ball comes out, there's a lot of space in there. There's a lot of light. It's lighter. It's not heavy like a medicine ball. Freedom is on the other side of that, right? Number 25, freedom. Living the life you love. Because once all that grief is out, and by the way, guys, the grief is there and it's not nice to face, right? And that's why it's so important to work with someone who understands grief and the change in relationships. That's me. I know how to help support you in that, right? That's my gift. It's my skill. Yeah. On the other side of that is the absolute freedom. Living the life you love. Liberation as a shift in perspective. See, the interesting thing here, the ironic thing here is that when we grieve that, when we grieve the loss of that situation, it's not that that goes away. That relationship doesn't go away. Well, maybe we've walked away from it for a bit, right? But ultimately, in truth, it's still there. The relationship's still there. Even if they're dead and died on the other side, their soul is still there. They're not actually gone, right? So people hold on to grief, number one, because they're too scared to feel because of everything they're told in school and growing up and blah, 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 blah. Like there's all that to deal with, right? But the big part about it is that when we actually grieve that, we're grieving the pain, the rejection, the abandonment, the hurt, the betrayal, the they weren't there for me, the how could they say that to me, the all the times you were let down by them. That's what we're actually grieving. And we're also grieving the loss of the hopes and the dreams and the imagined amazing reality that never was actually the case. That's actually what we're grieving. It's like we're grieving, oh my goodness, check this out. We are grieving the illusion of what the relationship was. The dragonfly is breaking through the illusion. And it's also in the liquid crystals, it's letting go. But the dragonfly symbology is actually the illusion of reality. Holy shit, that's like the biggest revelation ever. These like ding moments when I'm on live stream. We're actually grieving the illusion of what the relationship was. The hurt, the pain might feel very real. They hurt us, they abused us, they did whatever to us, they rejected us, they abandoned us, they weren't there for us, they let us down, they broke my heart, they did all those things, right? So when we're grieving that, but we're also grieving the lost hopes and dreams that never happened, that's or in the relationship for, waiting for it to be what we imagine it to be, and that never happens, and so we continue to get disappointed and we just like, well, what is going on here? And that's when everyone starts calling it toxic. But actually what's toxic is you actually continuing to believe the illusion of what the reality is instead of actually looking at the current reality and grieving the reality of the reality. And within that grief comes the freedom, because we're seeing the reality for what it is. And sometimes that means we step away from the relationship to find out what are our values, what's important to us. You know, the biggest thing for me as a recovering codependent is actually understanding what a value is. And someone said that to me years ago. They said, well, you need to, you know, get clear on your values. And I'm like, what the fuck is a value? Like, I didn't have any conceptual idea of what that is. And I had to learn that. It was hard. I was like, what the hell's a value? Like, I don't know. But a value is something that's really important to you. So it could be like eating organic food is really important to you. It's a high integrity piece to eat organic food because you don't like ingesting the chemicals. That's a value. A value is being healthy and getting lots of sleep and taking care of yourself. A value is family, spending lots of quality time together. A value is looking after yourself. A value is communication. A value is honesty. And until you, like, sometimes we don't know what they are, but sometimes we'll get really angry and upset and disappointed at the person in front of us because they're not meeting that need for the integrity or the honesty or the communication. Just share your heart with me. I just want to hear what the communication is really important, right? So when we are clear on those values, then we can actually grieve the reality of the relationship that is actually not that. But in that process, we're getting really clear about what our values are, which gives us the freedom, because sometimes we need to step away, sometimes forever, sometimes for a period of time, to get clear on what our values are in our heart, to then reassess this relationship. Is this in alignment and integrity? Because if you're upset 99.9% of the time, it's probably not in alignment with your values and integrity, and you're sitting there in hope of the illusion of reality, of the current reality of the relationship, and enabling yourself to set yourself free into the freedom. It says here, the many facets of freedom, liberation as a shift in perspective. Sometimes we don't even need to walk away. Sometimes we need to realize that actually this person cannot meet my needs. And in reality, nobody can meet my needs except for me. And I've been sitting here in this subconscious, unconscious expectation for that person to meet my needs, when number one, is not their responsibility. Number two, the expectations are the biggest killer of any relationship. Number three, I'm the only person that can do that. And sometimes that shift in perspective can change all the drama. That's called radical responsibility. By the way, guys, responsibility is divine step number 8. So in 2021, I am taking you through a journey of awakening your life purpose. I am the Life Purpose Queen. This is my gift from me to you, from spirit to you. There are 12 divine steps to awakening your life purpose. Over the course of 2021, month by month, we're going to be in a step of each divine step. Yeah? Number 8 step is responsibility. When we can take radical responsibility for the reality that is in front of us and enabling us to see and feel and experience for what it is. So if over this Christmas period, you're around a lot of people, around a lot of family, whatever, and you're feeling a bit of like, what's going on, or there's discord or something, right? Tune in and ask yourself, what is the expectation that I have of this person right now? And listen to what comes up when you ask that question. What is the expectation that I have of this person right now? And the reality is this even this person's responsibility to meet that need of my expectation? Is the expectation, in reality? Like, is the expectation even viable? Like, what's the word? There's a word I'm looking for here. I can't think of what it is. Does this make sense, guys? This is really important, right? Breaking through the veils of illusion. And I feel like, so going to the December 21st and the December 21st, the solstice, the solar eclipse energies, we're in the middle of like eclipse season as alongside the solstice and all this stuff. It's like delusion, illusion, what's real, what's not, what's truth, right? Like, beginning to get the veil of illusion. Like, I have been utterly triggered for like the past month. That's probably why I've been really quiet, because instead of blowering about it on social media, I'm actually been like deeply internally processing and going, why is this going on right now? Because usually I'm pretty good. There's a big recalibration going on, right? And it's like breaking through the veils of illusion to break through into the true freedom in my life that I've actually been creating for the entire time, right? Discovering what freedom means to you. Oh, check it out. It's literally what it says in the book here, right? Discovering what freedom means to you, confirming everything that I just said. What is the expectation that I have of this person right now? Because I guarantee you something will be out of integrity for the way that they're behaving. However, their behavior is not your responsibility. However, there might be an unmet need going on inside of you. So maybe you need more help in the kitchen. Maybe there's something else going on. Like, tap into what that need is underneath. What is the expectation that I have on this relationship right now? Is that viable? Is that really appropriate? Is that a deep need? What is the need that I'm actually needing out of this situation? How can I meet that need myself? Is it their responsibility to even meet that need? Yeah? Hi, Leanne. All right, just checking comments. Okay. Carla says, the Mother Mary love and peace card just fell out of my Keepers of the Light deck. Of course it did. Archangel Mary's been really strong for me and several clients this week, so it's really interesting. Mother Mary is all about self-love. Self-love. I'm going to do the Mother Mary meditation from Transcendence, yes, in a little while, which is so powerful for me every time. It's so soothing, so healing, and just totally shifts us to that transcendent vibration, like a no joke, for sure. Codependent No More, I love that book. Yes, it's awesome. Tabitha says a nice mantra for relationships could be I open my heart and life to truly caring connections. Yes, and if anything is not reflecting that, it's time to set boundaries around who is that. Because again, these current relationships, we might be in the delusion and illusion waiting for that beautiful relationship to happen, and all of a sudden there's all this toxic crap coming from them in a way, and we're like, oh, but this relationship, it's okay, I forgive them. Like, no, actually, right? It's the love and the care and connections with boundaries. With boundaries, yeah? The freedom card. Discovering what freedom means to you. Overcoming limitation. Unbound creative expression. When you are not in the delusion of the reality of the relationship in front of you, you are free. That means you're meeting and taking radical responsibility for all areas of your life. That gives you the ultimate freedom to create whatever you choose to in your life. Yeah? It says here, choice over obligation. Powerful. Choice over obligation. Does this relationship drain me or support me? Does this relationship contract me or expand me? Does this relationship serve my highest good? Does this relationship bring me joy and happiness? Not every situation and relationship is like joy and happiness all the time. Like, it's not this thing. Well, it can be 99% of the time. It's a creation that we create, right? But it's also choice over obligation. Am I choosing the highest alignment to support this situation, to support this relationship? Is it a one-way street? Is it balanced, right? Relationships with boundaries, choices with boundaries, choices with deep, true alignment and integrity of what feels good for us. And is it reciprocated? Yeah? I feel like you just got into my brain for a bit. I needed to hear that. You're so very welcome, Ricky. You're so welcome. Yeah. Yes, Kirsty feels the same. Beautiful. All right, I'm just going to look at the bottom card of the deck as well. Stepping through the vortex, stepping through the portal. Next week we have the full moon ceremony. It is the final full moon ceremony of 2020. It's the final of the priestess codes. I have a feeling it is going to be very powerful. Of course, they're all very powerful, but because we are closing out this eclipse season on the partial eclipse on the last full moon of 2020, after the year that we have had, plus the solstice energies, plus we will be right smack bang next week on the full moon. We will be smack bang in the middle of this high potency frequency energy that is infiltrating, that we will really feel from tomorrow, from the next 24 to 48 hours. We're going to feel this amplified energy that's coming in through our planet. So if you're feeling extra tired, sleep. However, you can be tuning in and asking and telling your cells, your body, your DNA, your blood, your bones, I am open and receptive to this beautiful high frequency energy as the planetary shifts and cosmic lineup, right? This sort of astrological lineup apparently hasn't happened for the past 800 years. And for the past 800 years, there's been sections of it. There's been 4 sections of it. And now we're moving into Aquarius. So the past eons gone by, for the past 800 years, we've been in an earth sign. We've been in an earth sign. Now we're moving into air. So things are going to be very fast paced. It's going to feel like we don't have enough time. It's going to be very this. So we're going to have to breathe deeper. We're going to have to breathe deeper, slow down more, and consciously choose choice or obligation. Right? When we can remember that our freedom is our utter radical responsibility in the choices that we choose in any single given time aspect, saying yes or saying no is a tune into your heart and what is in alignment with you. When you can stay connected to that, that is going to give you the deepest alignment to not only your life purpose in your life, but as we move into the age of Aquarius, where everything is fast paced, where there's a lot of ideas, where there's a lot of psychological warfare going on, the technology, the great hacks, the social dilemma. If you haven't watched those, please remember to watch them so you understand what we're dealing with. Yeah, so that you as a sensitive empath don't get sucked in every single time and take everything at face value and every email that gets sent to you and this and that and this and that, because this is where the air sign is all mental, right? This is what I keep saying, we're in a consciousness war. Yeah, we're in a consciousness war because it's all mental. It's the air sign, air, Aquarius, it's an air sign. Yeah, when we can drop into our heart with every choice that we are making and tune in here first before we open our mouth and respond, right? That's going to keep us in alignment to step through this portal of high frequency and actually allow it into our body. I'm just going to check what this is. The water flow. That might release a lot of emotions, yeah, because as we tune into our heart, before we make a decision, we might be like, oh, there's that medicine ball in there again. I don't want to go there, but actually, oh my God, I actually need to deal with that. Right? So if you hit up against that medicine ball or that water, that overflow, know that once you release this stepping through into this freedom sphere is going to be a lot easier. Yeah? A lot easier. Just going to read a book tonight. Yes, awesome. You got your insights from this beautiful live stream. So guys, over 2021, the Life Purpose Accelerator is open. We are starting in mid-January, and this is where I take you for 12 months over a deeply personal journey where you have me in your pocket, on your phone, by your side every moment of the day, so should you choose, where I deeply guide you intuitively and support you to awaken your life purpose and actually step through into that vortex to actually be living your life purpose. Because as a sensitive empath, you have a gift. You have a gift that is innately just who you are. And through the Life Purpose Accelerator, you get access to me for 12 months, one-on-one. You get access to all content that I create. This is one of the highest levels that you can work with me, is in my inner circle, which is the Life Purpose Accelerator. It's so interesting, this stepping through, right? Because if you are an empath, if you sense energy, if you're intuitive, you have a gift of divine service on this earth. You're not like other people. You can't hold a normal job like other people. You struggle in other jobs, right? This stepping through, it says, follow your heart. Dream big. Stepping through something that has been holding you back. Hello, confirmation of everything we've been talking about on this live stream. The threshold. Starting new projects. Ta-da! Self-belief. It is all possible. The road less traveled. Trust. It's like confirming everything we've been talking about, right? Oh, I love that. Step in and step up all those dreams or projects that you have been putting off. I love this. Now is the time to start, even if it's just one small element of the bigger picture. Although Just Do It has been coined as a commercial brand, it is a fundamental mantra. It literally is what it says in here. I'm not joking. And it says, the actual meaning, it says, the time is now. No more excuses or tomorrows. Just do it. Whatever you've been putting off, the universe is now pushing you to make it happen. Take the leap of faith. It is go time, baby. 2021, we're getting closer to 2025. I said we need to get ready. This is how, because if you are an empath and if you are sensitive, you have a gift and a purpose, or you wouldn't be following me here. Send me a message if you've got any questions about Life Purpose Accelerator. This will be the last round that I am offering the Life Purpose Accelerator at this investment level. So send me a message if you've got any questions about it. Otherwise, the link is there and I shall see you in there. Love you guys heaps. Have a beautiful, beautiful Christmas. Remember, you have a choice to create the freedom around your Christmas, that your heart is in deep integrity and in alignment for the fruition of your big dreams. I love you.